Hello there, this is James and you're watching Tixee Live. And a very good morning to all of you, and all of you a very happy Friday. In today's program, I want to talk about something I never thought I'd be talking about. And the current absolute state that is gripping the UK and its impact on the British pound. Plus more concerns for the digital, for social media companies, and a recent announcement which has affected Twitter. And plus the dollar yen poking the back of Japan. But before we get into all of that, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should it be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence. And of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. With that out of the way, let's get started. So we've got absolute political chaos gripping the UK and having a big impact on the sterling. You know, bear in mind, Liz Truss resigned yesterday after only, 44 days in power, which is the shortest reign of any prime minister in history. So now the whole complete political instability is gripping the UK and having an impact on the market. Now, we're not going to be able to, they're not going to go through like the leadership contest like I did last time, which went on for several weeks. They're going to try and rush this through, because what they need to do right now is put a bit of credibility into the government to stabilize the market. Now, they are expecting potentially to have a new prime minister by the 28th of October. But here's the thing, which is totally unheard of. I never would have thought this, but one of the favorites is Boris Johnson. I can't believe. I mean, bear in mind, they got him ousted, a month or so ago, 2 months ago, and now he's one of the favorites to come back. I've never heard of that in my lifetime. Ever seen that? You know, where they force a prime minister to resign, and then he's one of the front runners to come back. And this is really, like I say, having a big impact on the market. There is so much stability, and the sterling, which we'll have a look at in a minute, is under pressure once again. And here's the other contenders. Here's the odds. Rishi Sunak, 10 to 11. Penny Mordaunt, 7 to 1. Boris Johnson, 2 to 1. And Ben Wallace, 44 to 1. I mean, seriously, this is just, I mean, you know, the UK has got so many issues facing it at the moment. So many fundamentals are against it, you know, with the inflation at 10.1, which we'll talk about again in a minute, and that impact is having. The recession fears, which they're going to go into recession. There's no doubt about it. Mortgage rates rising. So it is something else. And going on to inflation, UK retail sales falls again. So like I say, that 10.1 inflation really takes hold. UK retail sales month on month was announced negative 1.4% versus a negative 0.5% expected. So again, economic issues, high inflation, and then political mess. No wonder there is plenty of sterling bears, me being one of them. Let's have a quick look at the sterling as it stands at the moment. And there we go. This is on a 30-minute chart. It's currently trading at 1.1141. Okay, now as you can see, it's under a fair bit of pressure. Now, here's the interesting thing. This candle here, yesterday, this was on the announcement that Liz Truss had resigned as PM, and it gave it a momentary little boost. But then it found a really tough potential resistance around 1.1325. And as you can see, the reality that nothing is really improving. They need to learn a new plan for the future. They really do. They really do need to learn a new plan for the future. But like I say, since then, after obviously you hit that level, and then obviously the reality that there's so much uncertainty again in politics. Political uncertainty is driving and putting it under more pressure. And like I say, it's 1.1140 currently. Don't forget, I spoke about IG yesterday. They predict that potentially the sterling could fall down to the 110 handle again in the medium to long term. I mean, I'm looking out for 1.08 in the long term potentially. Let's have a look at the euro sterling as well. Again, obviously the euro managed to get a benefit on that. It's currently trading at 87.57 as well. And the guppy, British pound, Japanese yen, that's having a torrid time as well. Came under a lot of pressure. Again, that was the candle on the back of Liz Truss, but then the reality set in that her resigning doesn't solve the current issue straight away. So it is a bit of a mess. Currently trading, this is the guppy, British pound, Japanese yen, 168.22. Other things, let's talk about stock market. We had some earnings come out yesterday. And this has scared the social media market once again. Did the same thing in quarter 2 as well. And that is Snap Incorporated. They announced their earnings and their revenue missed the target or missed the estimations. Plus, they refused to provide forward guidance, as in telling what their forecasts for the future. They're refusing to do that. Their share price actually fell in pre-market on the back of that by 27.1%. In fact, Snapchat or Snap Incorporated, I don't use it, I'm too old. The stock value is down by 77% so far this year. But here's the thing: it's not just Snapchat. This had a knock-on effect. The reason why their earnings is so negative and Snap is under pressure is because they're struggling to sell digital advertising. And of course, there's a number of social media companies rely on this as a source of income. So this has had a knock-on effect to a number of social media companies. For example, Meta, which is Facebook, dropped by 4%. Alphabet, Google fell by 2.7%. Pinterest, again, I don't use it. That was down 8%. So again, the same sort of knock-on effect it did in quarter 2. Don't forget, quarter 2 for Snap was terrible, was not good at all. Hey to you too. I hope you're well, and I hope you're having a good day. Good to see you. As I was going to say. So yeah, again, we had the same problem in quarter 2, and obviously because of inflation as well, it's having a big impact. And like I say, in fact, it's down. This is Snap I'm talking about. Down 77% so far this year is pretty frightening. Moving on to another social media platform. Musk has announced, because of course he's trying to, he's supposed to take it over and buy it, for 44 billion. I think he's got 8-9 days left now before he has to, complete the deal. He says he plans to cut Twitter staff by 75% when he takes it over within the first couple of months. 75%. And on the back of that, of course, Twitter falls by 15% in pre-market. So again, that's another concern. Anyway, moving on to currencies. And we'll look at Twitter, and we'll look at, actually it was in pre-market. So that'd be interesting to see how it reacts when the US opens later today. Okay. The other thing I want to briefly talk about is, of course, poking the Bank of Japan. I spoke about this yesterday because obviously the dollar yen is at levels not seen since the 1990s. And the US dollar, Japanese yen continues to march higher. Yes. No. First question, do you think he will complete the deal? I think, look, there's a couple of issues on it. There's a couple of people are poking into some of his stuff now. So that could cause a problem, because I think he comes across as quite Russia friendly. So I think people are getting a little bit suspect of him. So that could hold the deal up. Plus, he has to, or else he goes to court again, or unless he drags it out. So that's the sort of thing. So I think he will have to do it. But I think there is quite a few obstacles in the way, which could add more drama to this ongoing story. And this is it. This is the question. by him saying stuff like that, isn't he? Of course, he's influencing it. He seems to influence it, but the NFA and the SEC doesn't seem to get a case against him. But anyway, that's a good point, though. So anyway, the dollar yen continues to march higher. So let's have a quick look at this, because this is incredible. If it carries on like this, it will be like the 13th consecutive day of gains for the dollar yen. So let's have a quick look. Let's bring this up. I mean, look. Let's put it on the daily so we can see it a bit clearly. Okay. I mean, this is so 13 days of consecutive gains. It's currently trading at 150.93. So they're literally really are poking at the Bank of Japan to see if they will react. We're a little bit away from 151. So when will they react? I mean, this is an incredible bull run, really. Like 13 consecutive days of gains for the dollar against the yen. So when will the BOJ intervene? That is the question. So, the market's waiting, but the dollar bulls really want to test them. Really, really want to test them. On other things, let's quick look at gold. We're at it as well. Gold remains to hover around that 3-week low, currently trading at $1,621, way under that key area, $1,667. That's key potential resistance, in my opinion. And the euro dollar as well. So have a quick look at the euro dollar. Again, still a little bit tepid. It has been for the last couple of sessions. Currently trading at 0.9754. 0.9754. Like I say, we'll still see a fair bit of dollar strength, but compared to the likes of the cable and the dollar yen, it's still pretty sideways with the euro dollar at the moment. What else is coming up? Oh yes, today, the next episode of hashtag Ask James. For those of you who are familiar to this little series, it's a little bit different from the Tixee Live shows and from the watch-alongs, which are very, very market-driven. Hashtag Ask James is still a live show, still a live broadcast, but it's educational. Basically, you choose a topic, you send in a topic of your choice, and I'll dedicate a whole live video just for that topic. And today's topic is Introduction to Fibonacci Retracement. And this was sent in by viewer. Whoops, wrong one. By viewer, Eurosharpshooter. Eurosharpshooter, that's it, bit of a mouthful, but thank you very much for that suggestion. So we'll be doing, obviously, Introduction to Fibonacci Retracement. This is happening at 12:30 p.m. UTC today, so please come along and join me for that. The European markets, as they currently stand, FTSE negative 0.74% down, DAX currently in the red as well, negative 1.46%, and Eurostock 50 currently trading negative 1.46%. So that's it. The main event today. Obviously, we've had the retail sales, but it is, of course, introduction to Fibonacci retracement session. So please come along and join me for that at 12:30 p.m. UTC. Thanks. You're welcome. I hope you're well. I hope you're really well. I hope you're well. I hope you're good. I hope your family are well as well. Don't forget, you can ask me questions anytime you wish, or simply say hello if you like. Or share me your opinions. Let me know what you think. Or share with me a topic of your choice for the hashtag Ask James series. And I've got an exciting announcement to make on Monday, actually, as well, about a new series I'll be doing. So I'll be making that announcement on Monday to let you guys know as well. So it'll be a new one. Okie dokie. Don't forget, if you think of a question later, you can put it in the comments section, either on Facebook and YouTube. I will see them. And I will reply to them next time I go live on air, which, of course, will be at 12:30 p.m. UTC for hashtag Ask James. But again today, at 2 p.m. UTC to cover the US session. Be interesting to see how Twitter is performing when the US opens, and also see how Snap is performing when the US opens. So that'd be quite interesting to look at that. If there is no questions, not a problem. Not a problem. Like I always say, if you're watching me on Facebook and you enjoyed this little video, found it interesting and useful, give us a follow if you like. If you're watching me on YouTube and you found this video interesting and insightful, subscribe if you like. Hit the notification button so you know next time I'm going live. If you enjoyed this video, found it interesting, useful, and you've put up with me, my over-the-top enthusiasm for the markets, which I simply just cannot help, then give me one of these. It's nice to know. It's nice to know that you like what I do. I'll be letting you know on Monday. It'll be all ready for Monday. So it's like I say, it's new education. So just to give you a little tease, just to give it a little tease. Anyway, till next time. Till next time. Don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever shall be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own diligence. And of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.